The Waqf Board in Karnataka is facing charges of land grabbing in several districts of the state. Now, fresh documents that have come to light shows that Waqf Board's name was inserted in revenue records overnight. Farmers have alleged a big conspiracy to register their land overnight in the name of the Waqf Board ahead of the Waqf Amendment Bill. In fact, that is to come up in the winter session of Parliament. According to the BJP, the revenue records show the Waqf Board's name was inserted in land records over the last several weeks. BJP has also claimed that mutations in records were done just 2 days after Karnataka Minority Affairs Minister Zamir Ahmad Khan's meeting with officials. Listen in to what the BJP leader said.
See, after Bharatiya Janata Party has taken this issue seriously, now MB Patil is trying to, create more and more confusion. The Congress Party is trying to play its dirty game in this issue also. It's mainly because the Congress Party, Congress government, they always believe in appeasement politics. Whereas Bharatiya Janata Party, our intentions are pretty clear. We are with farmers. We will completely stand by the farmers issue. So question of hand over the land to the works will not arise at all.
Nobody is knowing what is happening in the Karnataka state. I don't know how this government is functioning. Suppose if they ask this Unanswered belong to Waqf Wasti, shall you give it to the Waqf Board? It's very injustice is going in the Karnataka state, particularly on Hinduism, particularly on Hindu religion, particularly on Hindu temple, particularly on Hindus. It is very worst system.
Meanwhile, Congress has claimed that its Tehsildar has made a mistake and the Assistant Commissioner has taken cognizance of the matter.
In Vijayapura, there are around, after the Minority and Work Minister went there are 124 notices have been issued. 124 notices as regarding these properties, 1,300 workers. People who are under possession are 433 people. In Indi Taluka, 41 properties have been, without notice, have been brought under the RTC and column number 11. 41 properties which are being brought under column 11, not column 9, by Tehsildar without issuing notices. So DC has taken a stand already as they have not issued the notice. So moto, Assistant Commissioner has been asked to issue notices to them, and after the reply, documents, securing the documents to rectify those properties. 11, column number 11, 9 is permanent mutation. Okay. This column number 11 in RTC, this 41 properties without notice, he has entered that. But it has been kept on hold now. The DC has said you issue notice, they should have issued notices and done the entered into mutation RTC column number 11.
Justice be done to these farmers because right now जो बताया जा रहा है
अभी आप क्लियर कट ने एमबी पाटिल ने आपको बताया कि हमने किसी को नोटिस सर्व नहीं किया करके और वन्नाड़ा विलेज करके जो है वन्नाड़ा विलेज करके जो है जो तेजस्वी सूर्या और यत्नाल जो बता रहे हैं 1200 एकड़ जो है फार्मर्स की नोटिस दे के वापस लिया जा रहा है उधर हमारी वफ की जगह है ही नहीं सिर्फ वफ की जगह 10 एकड़ 11 एकड़ है उधर
वो तो एमबी पाटिल जी ने परसों किया था लेकिन
10 एकड़
ये जो बिना नोटिस इशू हुए आरटीसी में चेंज हो रहा है वो
नहीं ये एक नोटिस भी दिया नहीं तो कहां से चेंज होएगा
नहीं आरटीसी में जो 41 सर्वे नंबर्स के जो डिटेल्स हैं उसमें जो इंफॉर्मेशन आ रहा है उसमें तो
नहीं मैं बात करता हूं
सर एक
सामने चलो
सर्वे नंबर्स है
वो सा 41 सर्वे नंबर
ये जो अभी क्लैरिफिकेशन इंडी का जो
सुनो अभी इंडी का जो है बगैर नोटिस सर्व करके उन्हें तहसीलदार को नोटिस सर्व कराया अभी जो भी है अभी हमने क्लेम किया है कि ये वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी है उसको प्रोसीड.
All right, so that is in fact the reply that was given by Zamir Ahmad Khan. Deepak Bopana there was talking to him. We have Imran also joining us from Vijayapura. Let me come to you first. Deepak, there are still some unanswered questions after the press conference. The government may have attempted to do some amount of damage control, but the fact is there are many questions still as to if there were notices being sent out without the adequate, legal reasons to do so, then certainly, of course, these are questions that the government would have to answer. Can the entire blame just be pinned on one Tehsildar?
Well, two important aspects here to note, Madhav, and two things that have put the government right now in a spot of bother. One is, notices that have been issued to a lot of people, and then the government having to clarify, well, a lot of this land does not even belong to the Waqf. It is only about 11 acres. This is pertaining to Honwar village. Now, the question here is, if there were, something that was wrong in the Gazette notification of 1974, what was the hurry all of a sudden, and why did it happen that now notices started going out? The second question that really comes up here is pertaining to 44, properties, 41 in Indi, the village alone, where they have, changed the RTC mutations without even issuing notices. Now they go on to say that it is on hold. We've actually gone ahead and taken suo motu cognizance of it. The Tehsildar did it. Now, the real question that comes up is, why did the Tehsildar, who didn't do anything up until now, act on, these properties, not issue notices? What was the hurry? The question that comes up, and what is also being raised by the BJP, is around 6th and 7th. That is where the Minister for Waqf, Mr. Zamir Ahmad, visits Vijayapura, holds that, Adalat there of Waqf, instructs the officials that he's going to have another review in about 45 days. And, action should be taken, because time and again, ministers for Waqf are blamed that they only come, hold meetings, and nothing is done after that. Whether all of this pressure really was building upon these officials to act now, is it enough to just say that...
Well, there are certainly some very, very important questions. At the moment, in fact, the government attempting to put across an explanation, but the farmers are ultimately the ones who are impacted by all of this. Deepak, very quickly, if you can speak to some of those farmers and understand what are the problems that each of them are themselves facing on ground there in Vijayapura and other parts of the state. Imran, if you can hear me, go across to the farmers and get from them what exactly are the issues they are facing.
Because they have been changing the statements. Well, the farmers are not happy with the statements. They feel that the minister is changing the statement regularly. Sir, अभी एमपी पाटिल ने स्टेटमेंट दिया, पूरा देखिए कोई डरने की जरूरत नहीं है, फार्मर्स के लैंड नहीं लिया जाएगा. वो कह रहे हैं कि जो नोटिफाइड है वही लिया जाएगा. आपसे इस पे क्या सहमति है, और क्या आप फिर भी कल प्रोटेस्ट जारी रहेगा?
हाँ सर, हमारा प्रोटेस्ट तो जारी रहेगा. क्यों बोले तो अभी ऑलरेडी जो फार्मर्स का इसमें उतारे में ऑलरेडी हो गया, वो वापस लेना है. पहले सभी लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं, इधर नहीं होता वापस लेने का, वो वक्त ट्रिब्यूनल में जाने का है, उधर से फाइट करने का है. वो थोड़ा एग्रीकल्चर फार्मर्स को बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. इसके वास्ते में हमें वो क्या भी नहीं सुनते. ये जो विदाउट परमिशन फार्मर्स को नहीं बताया कि वो कर दिया है, वो पहले वापस लेना. इसके लिए हम पूरा कर्नाटक राज्य रैत संघ एसोसिएशन एज वेल एज अखंड कर्नाटक रैत संघ से टोटली प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं कल.
सर, कल दीपावली के लेकर आपने कहा है कि ब्लैक दीपावली सेलिब्रेट किया जाएगा. क्या मिनिस्टर बोल रहा है कि प्रोटेस्ट मत कीजिए, हम लोग आपका इश्यू सॉल्व करेंगे? प्रोटेस्ट कल भी कंटिन्यू रहेगा? नाळेನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೆಸ್ಟ್?
ನಾಳೆ ನಾವು ಅಖಂಡ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರೈತ ಸಂಘ ಹಾಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ರೈತ ಸಂಘದ ಜಂಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಿಜಯಪುರ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿದ್ದೇಶ್ವರ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದಿಂದ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಮೆರವಣಿಗೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಆಡಳಿತಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ತಲುಪಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿ ಮುಂಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ 2-3 ದಿವಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಹಬ್ಬ ಇದು, ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಕಿತಾಪತಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಕಿತಾಪತಿಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಬೆಳತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಲ್ಲದ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಕರಾಳ ದಿನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂಲ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಕ್ಫ್ ಮಂಡಳಿಯವರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ.
So he's saying that Deepavali is celebrated by the Hindus and it is a festival of lights, but it's a darkness for them as far as the Karnataka state is concerned. They're saying the total responsibility is the Karnataka government, because the fact that the way they're snatching away farmers' lands is what is saying. They continue to observe the Black Day. Sir, Karnataka Rakshana Vedike was also given support to the farmers union. Sir, minister आपने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया है, पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट्स निकाला है, क्या आप उस पर कहना चाहेंगे?
ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿ ಸಚಿವರು ಎಂಬಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಒಂದು ಆದೇಶ ಅಂತ.
All right, Imran, we'll have to leave it there for the moment. In fact, we have to take this across to our guests as well. Deepak and Imran will continue to track all developments in relation to this particular story. Let's go across to Shaina NC, BJP spokesperson Mohan Krishna, former media advisor to former Chief Minister Bombay. We have Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst, joining us. Imran Ahmed Ali is also a lawyer and political analyst, joining us. Syed Asad Abbas, while there's an attempt by the government to try and explain what's happened, the very fact that they are saying that we are taking action against the Tehsildar shows that something wrong has indeed taken place, at least beyond the remit of what the provisions are. But can we restrict it to just one particular Tehsildar? Because it's not just Honwar, there is Indi, there are multiple villages where the attempt of changing of the land and its character is clearly been revealed through the documents that have come out today.
Madhav Saab, day before yesterday, I was on a debate with you where I made the official statement of the Vijayapura district representative, Ms. Yasmin, who did say the notices were sent as per the 1974 State Gazette of the government. Not just that, mistakenly, mind you, mistakenly, certain notices were indeed sent to the farmers. But the farmers having all the land records have nothing to worry. MB Patil Ji, the minister in charge of Vijayapura, also said not an inch of land of the farmers will be taken. As a matter of fact, what I heard latest is many of the notices have been withdrawn. Also, let us understand just not the 1,500 acres or the 1,200 acres that we speak of. We only speak of the 11 acres of the Hunawada village which has come through. Also, now looking at what action has been taken against, there were discrepancies found on the Tehsildar's record. Assistant Commissioner has taken a suo moto case against him. Also, time and again, MB Patil Ji has taken it upon himself. But the real question lies with the Bharatiya Janata Party. As a matter of fact, we need to understand the Bharatiya Janata Party was invited for a meeting where there was Zamir Ahmed Khan, there was Tehsildar of Vijayapura, there was also the Deputy Commissioner. Whereas when they were summoned, the local BJP MLA did not turn up. Neither did Tejasvi Surya. Neither did Vijayendra, the state BJP chief. Merely speaking to the media press conference is not going to help.
No. Ultimately, the government. Ultimately, sir, the government is the one has to take responsibility if whichever party is in power. But let me bring that question across to Mohan Krishna, because Mohan Krishna, the point being made here is that Tejasvi Surya lied. You must have seen MB Patil's press conference. He says Tejasvi Surya lied. Some farmers have also lied. All of the 1,100 acres of land is with the farmers itself. In 1977, the issue was rectified, and BJP is playing politics with the 74 document.
Madhav, very good evening to you. As usual, Syed Abbas is siding or giving advantage to the Congress government by saying that it is a discrepancy by the Tahsildar. Let me ask a simple question. This started only 3-4 days back, as and when Mr. Zamir Ahmed Khan, he is a pseudo chief minister for minorities in Karnataka. When he went there, please listen. When he went there after that, this incident has come to the light. This has happened because the appeasement politics in Karnataka is to the heights. True. Siddaramaiah has given free hand to everybody to see that minority gets everything. They are quoting 1974 Gazette notification right now. Who was in power in 1974, Mr. Syed Abbas? You were in power. Congress was in power. Why you have not taken then only? That too. 1,700 acres, Madhav. 1,700 acres. Listen, I didn't disturb you. 1,700, Madhav. 1,700 acres. Where these farmers have to go? This is farmers' land, which has been cultivated by so many years. And suddenly this Waqf Board. I will show you one video today. If you want, you listen to this. What Zamir Ahmed Khan has said. I will just show you. Just give me 1 second. I'll just show you.
What has he said? Just tell us. We have limited time, Mohan Krishna.
No. I will just show you, Madhav.
We have limited time, Mr. Krishna. Other panelists have not even spoken.
World has to see that. World has to see that.
पूरे मॉडल कंपाउंड बना को हरिया कलर का पेंट मालूम होना है हमारी घर को क्या बोला हमारी घर को दूर से दिखना है हमारी घर क्या बोला ये वक्फ बोर्ड की प्रॉपर्टी अल्लाह की प्रॉपर्टी को तो दूर से देखा तो शैतान को दिखे ना ये नहीं भाई हल्ला कलर का छोड़ो लोगों को.
When is this video from?
This is the video which has been sent by the people to me now, just now.
Where is it from? Sir, without a context, we can't put out a video like this. But anyway, there are questions being asked of appeasement. And let me take that question across to Imran Ahmed Ali. Imran Ahmed Ali, the question being asked here is that it is an appeasement policy of the Karnataka government that's seen in this Waqf Board issue. And clearly, now that the cat is out of the bag, now, of course, there are all sorts of attempts at finding some kind of scapegoat. In one case, it's the Tehsildar that is being talked about.
You know, the advantage of living in a rule of law-based society is that there is proper evidence, there is a proper chain. When we talk about these records, there is a record and there's an official who might or might not have made that entry or not made the entry. Now, we need to consider for a fact that if in case there's an error by an erring official, that person shall be taken to task. We cannot go out of the ambit and say that, oh, it's the entire Waqf Board doing it. If you have a government official making an entry, rightfully or wrongfully, he is doing his duty, and he might be taken to task on it if he's done it wrongly. So how is this a political issue where we are saying that, oh, it's appeasement politics? I mean, the anti-minority viewpoint clearly is by the amendment. Nothing shows that the amendment of 2024 is what shows the anti-minority mindset. So if there's a government official who's made an error, he shall be taken to task.
Where is the this is the anti-minority mindset that's being shown through the Waqf Amendment Act, and if there is an official who has made an error, why bring politics into it? Please respond to what's being stated here by Imran Ahmed Ali.
First question is, why is there mismatch in the documents? If you have 15,000 acres, this is not 1 or 2 acres. Please understand, this is nothing but land snatching. And you have stolen this from the farmers. The records have been changed. You haven't even sent a notice to the farmers. And you say that we should not question it? The Waqf has incorporated and inserted records overnight with no kind of notice, no kind of registration. How is this possible? Why is this possible? Only through appeasement politics. And the Karnataka government and its ministry has the audacity to question Tejasvi Surya. Please understand, the Waqf name was not inserted in the revenue records. All of this was changed and no notice has been given to our poor farmers. Where do these farmers go?
Could I answer that?
I mean, if you have this kind of manipulation and you have a procedural, I wouldn't even call it lapse, I would call it a procedural disaster. What does this say? This talks about nothing but grabbing what does not belong to you, which belongs to the poor, and is used as a tool for appeasement politics. The Karnataka government must respond, and we are very, very clear that this is the way forward to ensure that we have a collective consciousness when it comes to properties that belong to the poor, properties that belong to the farmers, and for those sitting on the Waqf board that believe that they can get away with murder.
We're discussing the Waqf developments that have taken place, the government putting out its own version at a press conference with several ministers. But Syed Asad Abbas, several questions still remain. Why would the government allow for the character of the land to be altered, particularly as far as these 41 sites that we're talking about? What explains that kind of an action?
Madhav Sahab, I've always believed with great power, there's great responsibility and equal accountability. Of course, the government in power today, the Congress party shall answer that accordingly. There needs to be complete clarity coming from the Honorable Minister in charge. But Shaina ji made a very sweeping statement there. Ma'am, nowhere it's mentioned that 15,000 acres of farmers have been grabbed by the Waqf Board and no notices were sent. Ma'am, this we are talking about is only the 11 acres in the Honawada village of Vijayapura district. Whereas the notices were legitimately sent to the farmers. Of course, some were sent mistakenly, and MB party.
Well, the total amount of land is said to be 15,000 or at least around 13,500 odd acres is what was being claimed. Okay. But very quick response, Mohan Krishna. This 15,000 acre claim is completely wrong, says Abbas. Please respond to him.
10 seconds, Madhav.
No, Madhav, your question is very legitimate. Very importantly, there is no governance happening in Karnataka. There is corruption to the core, then nepotism to the core, then appeasement of minorities to the core. Please don't talk in between. Please don't talk in between. Please don't talk in between. Today, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, he himself immersed in corruption cases with his family, nepotism and all. And
no, that has nothing to do with Waqf. Please stick to Waqf.
I'm sticking to that only. There is no governance. Because of non-governance, these things are happening.
Okay. Today, because of the poor governance, these things are happening. That's the charge coming from Mohan Krishna, Shaina NC, Syed Asad Abbas, Imran Ahmed Ali. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. The bawal over Waqf is clearly far from over, and we'll have to see how things pan out in coming days and what action is taken if indeed there are errant government officials at fault over here. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.